Now, it's going down at Gold One mine in Springs, literally. Some say they've dug their own graves, but for hundreds of disgruntled mine workers, their underground sit-in is the only way to get heard. Law enforcement says over 100 miners have made their way to the surface. These workers are calling for recognition of the Association of Mine Workers and Construction Union, eNCA reporter Bafedile Moerane is tracking developments at the story. She's live for us outside the mine in Springs. Bafedile, we spoke to the police just a few moments ago, confirming 107 mine workers did come up to the surface. What other update can you give us from there?
What we understand is that those 107 are still being processed, while others have went home. Actually, they're still being checked by the health officials here. Since this morning. So at this point in time, we are seeing the workers that we understand have been on surface continue to chant and having to sing slogans there. As you see them there, they are carrying the placards. Some are written, "NUM must fall." Others are written, "We are tired of NUM." So they are saying that they are really not backing down. They are continuing with the demand of wanting AMCU to be recognized in this particular mine. They are saying, actually having to highlight the number of challenges and issues that they are facing as workers with the mine. The first issue being the working condition, among others. Others being the salary that they are earning here, others being issues of medical aid, among others, the Masego. So they are saying that they believe and trust that AMCU is the only union at this point in time that can actually advance their interest. And NUM, for quite some time, it has been failing them. That's what we are gathering on the ground. That's what AMCU members are saying to us on the ground. We understand that just recently, this month, NUM has signed a contract wage deal with the mine without even consulting the workers. That's what AMCU is telling us at this point. And also these disgruntled workers are telling us, having to say that this is cannot really continue. It cannot be business as usual. So what we understand, the situation remains tense at this point. High police visibility at the mine. We are seeing some of them some of the workers having to engage with the police as we understand they are being interviewed. The police are getting the statement as they had earlier on confirmed that those who came from underground are confirming that they were held hostage by a group of about 15 or so people that are carrying the weapons, the traditional weapons, which we're speaking about, the spears, pangas, among others. So we understand an unconfirmed number of mine workers is still underground at this point in time, and the AMCU leaders that we speak to on the ground, they are saying that, those workers are saying that they want to engage with the AMCU leadership first and get the surety from them that they are not in trouble if they come out there. But however, the workers are vowing, having to say that they are continuing with the demands, they're continuing with the strike, they are not reverting to work until their demands are met. Earlier on, we spoke to the National Union of Mine Workers spokesperson, Lebohane Mamburu, who is saying that the situation is really out of hand, and they, at this point in time, it looks like the police are not really, as we understand that they have taken control, but they are not really enforcing the law. Let us listen to what Lebohane Mamburu is saying to us.
I think it's clear the police took over from last night. It's nothing new. But however, our members voluntarily evacuated, underground. So there are still a few that are still coming up. But however, management is responsible again for peddling lies. Management is spreading lies that AMCU has abandoned those employees that are still inside. They are making false allegations that AMCU has conceded. But what you see here is a concession. It's not. So the reports that we are getting is that those members that are still coming up, they would like to be addressed by the leaders of their trade union, and they also want to be sure that they are not excluded from signing the petition that will eventually terminate the so-called agreement that the mine has with NUM.
All right, so Bafedile, clearly that turf war between NUM and AMCU. I wonder what the mining company is saying about not being able to continue with operations.
Well, most definitely, Masiho, the stalemate that's continuing at this point is affecting the production and also the income of the mine at this point in time. But all the stakeholders at this point are saying that let us focus on the impasse that we are encountering and ensure that all the mine workers that are still underground are coming out there safe, because we understand with the conflict statements that we are gathering, some are saying that there are still some people who are underground who have actually encountered some injuries, including those reported paramedics that we have been told that when they were sent underground on Monday morning, they were also held against their will. So these are some of the things that are still being investigated at this point in time. But however, we understand that the South African Police Service has now at this point taken over, as we are seeing them here. It's a high police contingent at this point in time. And the police are also interviewing and engaging the miners to map a way forward in seeing how they go underground and remove those who are still underground, as we understand that they are held against their will.
All right, Bafedile Moerane outside that Gold One mine in Springs.